اقول لكم ان الدوره دي كانت دوره صعبه جدا في تحضيرها.
مهرجان القاهره بيعرض 35 فيلم عرض دولي او عالمي.
دايما بقول ان مصر هي السينما العربيه.
Being chosen for second edition, I guess that's a reflection of trust and success of the first edition. The biggest challenge was putting together a new team and reinventing not just the content, but also the communication and the look and the production value of the festival, and finding all the money to do it, attaching sponsors. It's always getting the money that's really one of the most difficult parts, because I mean what we get from the Ministry of Culture will never be enough to produce the festival at this level. So I think we have to get money elsewhere from the private sector. I think that was from the agency, our agency FP7 were the ones who suggested it, so yeah. College days, I started taking an interest in script writing when I was studying in London at university, and it started with theater and acting and literature and writing, and eventually I decided to write a screenplay, and based on the fact that I fell in love with from theater, transitioned into film, world cinema, discovered a lot of world cinema at that age when I was like 19, 20. At 21 I decided to write my first screenplay, and it was never produced, but it ended up being the reason why I was hired to write the Cinema Taben. I'm curious to write it, but I don't think it's going to be produced for various reasons. You kind of have to have the same cast, and it doesn't look like it just doesn't seem very easy to manage right now. But I don't have to write the Cinema Taben Part 2. I could write something along the same themes, same ideas, and develop it the way I want to develop it, but not tie myself down to specific actors or specific properties or IPs. Because Cinema Taben is an IP. I mean, it's yes, I own the IP, and so does Tara Al Arian, the producer, but and I think we both had interest in doing it, but it just doesn't seem like it's practically, it doesn't seem possible at the moment. The first two are much more kind of within the same scope, because I'm a creative producer, so when I produce I work a lot on the development side with the writer, with the director, but as a festival president it's completely different. It's being the manager or the director of a big event, and involves a lot of logistics, fundraising, project management. I mean, it's never going to replace the cinema experience if you're talking about original titles being screened directly on or aired directly on streaming platforms versus theatrical experience. It's then that the debate becomes not so much about monetization, but also about the movie experience as a whole. I mean, movies are meant to be shared with an audience in a big hall, in a dark room, so you start to take that out of the value chain of a film, then it's then even if the money is replaced, the experience itself will not be. So I think that's a big loss, and I think we have to keep that balance between what gets seen in theater and what gets seen at home or in a small device. So that's the challenge of the next 10 years, I think. I've been lucky to work with great directors that have started their careers with the films that I made with them, and these guys now are working at a very high level, recognized sometimes internationally. Some of them now have big American agents, and their films are regularly going to the top festivals. So that's, as a producer, I think that's my biggest achievement, is to have helped these people to emerge.